This time, she said she did not want to name Diddy. She said she was afraid that she wouldn't be believed and that later on, the rapper would harm her.
People around Diddy and what everybody knows.
What happened from 8 to 11? And why did all Kim's stuff come up missing?
D-I-D-D-Y-D-E-V-I-L.
It's now seemingly confirmed that Diddy allegedly tried to put a hit out on Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright for exposing his crimes. And hearing it straight from the source is genuinely bone-chilling.
What happens with exposures? You make yourself vulnerable to all kinds of attacks, seen and unseen. What happened to my friend? When he passed away, there was $250,000 on my head and $150,000 on his. But what if I had decided to go back with my head held low and said, Sean, I'm willing to play the game, and then found a way to get inside of him and move him around?
Cam, let me tell you something, man. If I worried about what somebody would do for me, I wouldn't be the man that I am. I keep my head on the swivel. I do what I have to do to protect myself and my family. All I know is that I know one thing for certain, two things for sure. I got people out here that love me. You understand? And if something happened to me, I know people's gonna make sure you meet me wherever we gotta go after this life.
This comes right after Gene Deal previously revealed that Diddy had attempted to reach out and silence him before.
He don't usually be coming back to New York. And somebody was telling me that, yo, listen here, yo, he trying to get witnesses. Remember when they released that first thing of Cassie, and I said that Diddy was trying to contact people for character witnesses, people for who he had problems with before, whatever like that, and trying to talk to them in the whole 9 yards. That's when they dropped that thing with Cassie. The Homeland Security had some agency or whatever like that that deals with that, dropped that thing on Cassie to show everybody, oh, y'all want to help him? Y'all, this is what y'all want to help? This is who y'all want to, you know, say that he ain't never did nothing. This is what you want to put your brand on? And everybody started backing up from it. Everybody was talking about, yo, man, Cassie was a gold digger, Cassie was this, that, and the third. She loved it in the whole 9 yards. And then when they seen that, all his friends just, or so-called friends, went away. So him not having a bond is not surprising.
Yeah, he offered him $50 million, and they still denied his bond.
He should have waited to see what they was gonna offer. Because if he got $50 million to get him and offer that, then they think like, yo, that's too little of a money.
And you right about Diddy's phone being tough, because news came out that his former bandmate from Dirty Money, she called the other group member Dunn 58 times trying to get her to stop the lawsuit against Diddy.
She ain't the only one he was trying to get in contact with. You understand? He sent somebody through somebody else to try to get in contact with me. Enough is enough. Oh, okay. You tell Big Mama that enough is enough. You can't tell Wolf Mama enough is enough. You tell D Ferg Mama enough is enough. You understand? You tell all those people who supported you and they survivors, enough is enough.
You didn't tell me about this. So he tried to get somebody to reach out to you?
No, I got a phone call from Kirk Burroughs. And Kirk Burroughs, and I ain't gonna even get this guy no play. Not Kirk Burroughs, but one of the Puff dudes that I know that's real close to him said, Kirk told me, yo, he wanna reach out to you, Gene. He wanna speak to you. I said, speak to me for what? What do you want to speak to me for? If he's trying to speak to me, it's for Puff. Point blank. I know the dude. I know how close he is to Puff. He's been with Puff from day one. So he ain't got nothing to say to me, bro. But Kirk Burroughs did say to me that the dude said enough is enough. When do it becomes enough? Yo, because, bro, listen, I didn't ask to be put in this situation. You understand? And a lot of people ain't gonna understand this. Because a lot of people wouldn't give up what I've given up to be in this situation. You understand? My whole thing about it is, when you lean on right, you ain't gonna never turn to wrong.
The scariest part? Putting hits out on people might actually be the least of Diddy's alleged crimes. Both Gene Deal and Jaguar Wright have every reason to be afraid, because Diddy has a long, disturbing history of being linked to people's deaths. A recent Rolling Stone expose on Diddy reveals that the notorious B.I.G. Biggie Smalls was allegedly planning to leave Bad Boy Records just before his tragic death. Multiple sources interviewed for the article confirmed that Biggie was in a legal battle to regain his publishing rights. According to The Big Payback, Diddy was reportedly determined to keep control of those rights, once even saying, "I will never give it up until I'm dead and my bones are crushed into powder." Hip-hop photographer Monique Bunn backed this up, sharing that Biggie had confided in her. Biggie was absolutely about to leave Puff. "I know for a fact," he told me. Another source echoed that sentiment, stating, "Everybody wanted to leave Puffy. Everybody leaves him, and maybe Diddy knew this, because Gene Deal now claims that Diddy had Biggie dealt with."
How you feel about the people that say Biggie was asking for him coming to LA so soon after Tupac got killed, and him getting on the radio rapping Long Kiss Goodnight?
Man, you would get 100 people in the room, and out of the 100 people, probably 3 would say it was all right for Big to be in LA. 97% of those people would say he had no business in LA at that time. We all knew that. Why would Puff rent studio time? Come on, man, look. You gotta look at what people do, man. You know Pac just got killed. It ain't no kind of business Big was doing. Big couldn't even walk, he couldn't run. They was pushing him around in a wheelchair, brother. Why the hell would you rent studio time in LA for him to finish your album when in fact you got your own studio, Daddy's house? Let's keep it a buck. Let's stop this bullshit, man. Let's stop doing these interviews, man, about this, because people ain't getting it. He did not want the beef with the Crips. Puff ain't want the beef with the Dog Pound, Snoop them or whatever. Big started that beef. You understand what I'm saying? Puff ain't want none of that beef. So what I'm gonna do is, y'all want the I'm gonna put him out the pasture. Catch him if you can. If you the wolf if you got that wolf in you, catch him if you can. Why in the hell you would put your man in a situation by sending him to Cali to work on your album, when you know not his Nimitz, but your Nimitz was just murdered by that you was running with? Why would you do that? Oh, they just wanted to do business. Business mind, man. No homo. You know how some of these kids out here be thinking, right? They hear that. Keep it real, man. Why is he out there working on Puff album when you got the Hit Factory? You got Daddy's house. You got the place where Tupac was shot at, Quad Studio. There's plenty of places Big could have been. Why the West Coast? Come on, man. And then you got a half retarded like we'll see, Big love Cali. Big wanted his publishing. Big wanted his marketing. He knew he couldn't go nowhere and be who he needed to be without it. So if Puff would have told that nigga to go to hell with gasoline draws on, that nigga would have went to hell. All money ain't good money, brother.
Biggie was tragically shot and killed in March 1997, just as he was planning to leave Bad Boy Records and fight for his publishing rights.
So, all you guys go to the Vibe party.
It was 23 of us.
23 people go to the Vibe party. And then at one point, the fire department starts to shut it down.
Now it's only 12 of us. Because them motherfuckers that left, they must have felt something. You know, what's his name? Chuck Bone. That was Puff's friend. Yeah, he that was with us, Chuck Bone. They must have felt something and they left and went to Steve Stout's house in the hills. Because Steve Stout was giving a party that day too.
Okay, so half the entourage leaves. Half is still there. You go and grab all the SUVs and have them pull out in front, so when Big and Puff and all them come out, they can just jump in their cars.
And we can leave.
Okay. So tell me about the scene outside as you're waiting for everyone to get in their cars and start to take off.
So first we lined up parallel to the door in which they have to come out, right? You follow me?
Yep.
All right, we lined up parallel to where the doors they have to come out. So if they come out right here, the car's right there. They're right there. So then, Big is taking his time because you know his fibular bones and his thighs are broken or whatever like that. You know, they fractured or whatever. So it's taking them a long time to come out. So they get out, Big gets in the car, everybody get loaded up. I said, come on, let's go. We ready to go. Puff is running back and forth like, yo, he'll see a girl, he'll go grab a girl. He said, yo, Gene, remember her, she coming to the party tomorrow. I'm like, remember her? What the fuck is he talking about, bro? I never seen him act like this ever, because he don't act like that. When I said to Paul said we was ready to go, I say, all right, follow us. I tried to ride on the side of the car. Puff said, yo, Gene, what you doing? I said, I'm riding on the side of the car. I have my gun out, I'm on the side of the car. At the time, I'm 265, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the 330, you know what I mean? So I was a little slimmer back then. So he says to me, Gene, if you don't get in this car, you ain't gonna never work for Bad Boy ever again. I said, man, how the f you gonna try to tell me how to do my job? He said, Gene, we don't need that look. We don't need that look. Get in the car. As I go to get in the car, this motherfucker reached down and let his seat all the way back. So now I gotta put my legs sideways. I'm like, yo, what the f is you doing? And so then Kenny said, you ready? He said, you ready? I said, Kenny, run the next 3 lights. Run the next 3 lights, Kenny. Kenny said, for what? I said, motherfucker, run the next 3 lights, Kenny, or I'm gonna drive. Run the next 3 lights. Kenny just took off. When he took off, we got past the light, because it was a flashing red light. We got past the light, and we got across the street. Tone, who was behind me, said, yo, somebody in the car pointing a gun at Big and them.
And Diddy allegedly wasted no time capitalizing on the emotional fallout. Lee G. Brookshire, former publicity director for Arista and Bad Boy, who had been with Biggie just a day before his death, asked for time to grieve. Instead, Diddy reportedly told her to focus on making sure Biggie's posthumous album Life After Death debuted at #1.Gene Deal, has also claimed that there are still lies being spread about who really killed Biggie.
I gotta ask you about this. Before the interview, you was telling me about this. Captain Shaheed Muhammad from the Nation of Islam. You was telling me that a platform is trying to blame him for the murder of Biggie. Like, what's the deal with that?
Because Brother Shaheed is dead. That's why they're trying to push the narrative now. When Brother Shaheed was alive, they wouldn't dare to say anything to that nature. I met Brother Shaheed at the Million Man March in 1990, was it 1995 or 90, that was 95, right? 1995, I met Brother Shaheed at the Million Man March. October the 16th, my birthday, right. I seen him at Farrakhan. We was at Farrakhan's, the house they had for Farrakhan. We all got our badges because we all walked backstage together. Not backstage, but back at the Capitol where the minister spoke to the masses. I met Brother Shaheed then, seen him a couple of times before. You understand? I know Brother Shaheed when I seen him. Brother Shaheed was not the Muslim who walked up to me. All of a sudden, now everybody trying to put the pictures together and say all this old dumb shit. It didn't happen like that. That was not Brother Shaheed who came up to me. I wouldn't have showed Brother Shaheed my gun because I knew I would have been safe around him. I've been around him with Brother Mustafa, Farrakhan's son. So now that he's dead, everybody trying to post the pictures side by side to the guy that we identified and everything like that. Get out of here, man. Brother Shaheed was every bit about 6'4.5", 6'5". I would have known who he was when he walked down the street and walked away. Get out of here, man. That's just these content creators, people trying to make up shit, and people trying to spill the narrative from them crooked cops not doing the right thing to Big and on Big's case.
So who's the ones pushing that narrative?
I don't even want to get them to spin on your show, bro. You understand? I don't want to get them to spin on your show, but the people out there know that they some felonious content creators that's trying to put Gene Deal name in everything because you make this shit hotter than fish grease.
So you don't think it was him? You think it was Amir Muhammad?
I know it wasn't him. Ain't no think. I know it wasn't him. He wasn't the one with the blue suit, white shirt, and blue bow tie with the peanut head. It wasn't him.
Do you think it will ever come out that Amir Muhammad did it? Because, I mean, you've been saying that for a while. And the dude out here living his life, he do real estate now. And, I mean, that's crazy if he killed Biggie and he out here, you know, doing real estate.
My man, it's some people that's working on Big's case. It's some people that are trying to come up with enough evidence to get those files reopened, get those cases that were sealed, unsealed. And when that happens, we're gonna be quite all right, brother.
The controversy didn't stop there. A few months after Biggie's death, Rolling Stone approached Bad Boy Records for a cover story. Kirk Burroughs, the label's co-founder and president, suggested they feature Biggie. But Diddy reportedly shut it down, saying, "No, he's dead. I'm putting out my debut album No Way Out in July. I need to be on the cover," Burroughs recalled. That decision led to Diddy appearing on Rolling Stone's August 1997 cover, a move that sparked criticism. Even Death Row's Suge Knight, despite his own notorious reputation, took a shot at Diddy. "When Pac left, I didn't pick up a microphone. I picked up the pieces." Behind the scenes, it seems Diddy and Biggie's relationship may have always been tense.
Biggie was happy on Bad Boy. Do you think he was planning on leaving?
I feel that he was happy about his career. He was happy about the blow up. He was always on the line. He never let us feel comfortable like, "Oh, y'all did me right," or "I'm loving you guys right now." He would never give it up like that. He would always have us under pressure to keep doing it bigger and better. I honestly, when I look back on it, if he trusted Sean more, it would have been better. But he didn't trust him as much as the way Sean says they were best friends after he was dead. No, I didn't see that during the time we were working with him. I see that as an emotional cry out after he's gone. I saw him as wanting his music and everything to be right, have the number ones, and we delivered that. I think there might have been a little bit of a hole or a gap when it came time to people being friends. I think Sean wanted friendship too. He might have wanted the best friend thing. Biggie came with his friends and came with everything and was about to open up to the world with all kinds of new friends and new people. This tragic incident happened, and now he did belong to the world, but not even to us anymore. It was like he was gone, we had the music, and now we were left with his legacy. He was happy about blowing up. I can tell you he was happy about his success. He was happy about the stature that he had. I don't know if he was very happy about staying with us forever.